Hey folks, welcome to Market Technical Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com. Well, as I sit here doing the market wrap for you guys, I'm going to go into a little technical analysis. I can't help but chuckle. Wednesday lived up to its name again, Whipsaw Wednesday, and you can't help but smile at the volatility in this market. As a day trader, you watch these movements, and it is just amazing to watch, and you smile because it's not every year or every month or every week that you're seeing movement like this. It's a specific time in history where we're going through something dramatic in the markets, whether it's the credit bubble, the weak dollar, oil at $90 a barrel, and it's causing this volatility that's spiking the market down, and then the bulls or the big money or the plunge protection team, whatever it may be, is rallying this market up with insane amounts of power. And the volume today on the upside on this rally and the volume on the downside was big. We had big volume. In between, when we kind of settled down, I'll show you in a little while, very little volume. But it's the power here that's amazing. It's the ability to push a market in one direction so hard, so fast, that technicals really don't mean a whole lot when that goes on. What is called is a buy program or a sell program. And when it comes in, you're having huge money right here pushing, and they just buy all the indexes, and they buy a basket of stocks, and it just rockets the index higher with such momentum. Anyways, enough preaching here. We're going to get into a little of this analysis here, and we'll go over everything. But I just want to encourage everyone, come join the chat room. It is so fun in there right now. You know, I get a big smile when I'm in that chat room because, you know, the fun, everyone's, you know, we made money on the downside. There was money made on the upside today, and mostly on the indexes, believe it or not, on ETFs, on QID made on the drop, and then QLD, some people made it on the move back up. And there was scalping going on, whether it was some of these little ones that were moving left and right. SEED, seed, was scalped multiple times by various individuals in the chat room. And everyone's out there to help everyone else. We have a great chat room involved going on here, and it's just a great asset to everyone. So I invite more of you guys to come and join us and experience the chat room experience. And it's just a wonderful learning experience, and hopefully more of you guys come on board. Now let's get into a little of this talk here. Well, we see the market here, and I'm going to show you guys going back a little more. Now, after Amazon reported yesterday, and I'm going to show you Amazon's chart in a little while, but the movement down in Amazon today was cataclysmic. I mean, it was just a hard sell-off to the point where it influenced a lot of indexes. Not only that, but you had Broadcom, you had Savis, you had Anadigix. These stocks were all getting crushed upwards of 20%. And for Broadcom to lose 20% of its value, for Amazon to lose 15% of its value, is just unbelievable because of the market cap money being lost. You're not talking about a 100 million stock getting cut in half by 20 million, which is a 20% loss. You're talking about a 10, 20, 30, 40, $100 billion market cap being cut by 15 to 20%. And it's the money lost on drops like that is just unfathomable. All right, and you know, you're talking about literally billions and billions of market cap getting wiped out. Now, this is what caused this sell-off here, and you guys can see here, and we're going to do our little trend tool analysis here. And here's the market going along. This is where we really start to fall today. And the market was gapping down here. This is a gap down up here in the futures, and we're looking at the intraday ES chart. It was a December contract on the E-minis. You can look at your SPY chart. It mirrors it, but SPYs don't trade 23 hours and 45 minutes a day like the ES does. Anyways, this is a gap down here, and then this is where we really start to sell, folks. Right about 10 o'clock, the home sales data comes out. Now, it wasn't necessarily, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but it was the combination of all this going on that just was horrible for the markets. In addition, you had oil inventories coming out, causing oil to spike up $1.88 on the day, and that caused more pressure. And overall, just the market got hit with almost a triple whammy. Earnings, horrible earnings from 5 or 6 companies, large companies out there. In addition, you had the home sales data at 10, the inventories at 10:30, and all in all, this caused a major sell here. And this is not a small drop here. You're talking about 20 points on the S&P futures here, even more than 20 points. And all of a sudden, we bottom out here. Look at the volume. Whenever you see a huge bottom volume candle here after it's dropped this much, it's somewhat an easy inch in here. You inch in on the long side. You can play it that way. You get a nice little bounce here. Then look, it comes up right to this 20 moving average. Notice how this the ES here stops at that 20 moving average and starts to sell. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because you guys know patterns, I hope, from following the video. You have WV patterns, you have MA patterns. WV patterns are notoriously bullish. MA patterns are notoriously bearish. And we had a possible W formation. And once we started to rally here and get a buy program, it was very apparent that this was a W formation. And as we scan the rest of the day here, you can see what happened. All right, you get your W pattern, your little pullback, then a rocket up. And this is your W, V, and a rocket right up. And the key here was the breaking of the 20 moving average. Notice the power with which it stayed underneath that 20 moving average. All right, the whole way down, it could not break it. So you know if it finally gets above that 20 moving average, it's going to be a blast off. And that's exactly what happened. You had a Fed rumor coming out today that the discount rate was going to get cut. I don't know if they meant today or tomorrow or what knows. I mean, the Fed is meeting on October 31st, so that's next week anyways. But this rocketed the market. And again, the bulls just grabbed it and stuck it to the shorts. And the market rallied up and up and up. And with such power here that it just really took things by surprise. And, you know, I expected when you have a W formation, yeah, you expect a rally. But this powerful rally was just amazing. And those of you that were in the chat room know it, you know, how surprised and how you know, we're not necessarily, we didn't take any hits on this, obviously. We were, the QID, we were out of that. But the idea being here is that the power of this rally just reaffirmed the bullish trend that we've been in. And even though the market seems like it wants to fall, it just won't be allowed to fall because there's always some rumor, there's always some merger, there's always something else going on in the market that keeps it there. Now, I want to zoom in a little here and just focus on a couple things here. Now, we were in the chat room, I was constantly talking about a channel, and I want to show you this channel here. All right, this is during the day before the breakout. All right, and you can see here how we had a channel, and let me do that actually even straighter here. And the channel took it right here. And that's the top of the channel there. Now the bottom of the channel you have right here. And this is initially what we're watching. Then you have a new channel, but I'll show you what's going on here, folks. Okay? As of this point in the day, right around 11 o'clock, we started a channel that we broke here, but then we started this channel. Notice how the top of this coincides with the top of these candles right here, and then the top right here. So what you're doing here intraday, and again, you can't see anything past here, you can't see. What you're looking for is either a small breakdown here to a double bottom or a breakout of this channel. And the fact that we were staying below the 20 moving average means we isolate our ability here, or our risk even more, because you know if it gets above this 20 it's going to run. In addition, if it gets below here, you're going to make a double bottom, and then you have to see where you are. And that's exactly what I was pointing out in the chat room. We had a little channel here. We went up to that point, then sold off to here. And you can see we hit it once, twice. On the third time, we break below. This is where we get the double bottom, folks. And I'm just going to draw this line in here. You get a double bottom right there, and then it's off to the races. When you get a double bottom, you're always going to bounce the first hit of the double bottom. If you come down later over here, is a chance you break and go lower. But the initial hit generally is a nice buying opportunity, and that caused us to get back into the channel. Once we got back above this line, let me take these away so we can see it a little better here. Once we got above this channel bottom line again and we rallied like this, that's when we looked for the next break right here. Well, first the break of here. That's the first thing. Once you get a close above that, that's the key. The second key here is the fact that it didn't, on this candle, close above this channel. So you still haven't broken out of the secondary channel up here. You broke back above this lower line. You got above the 20 moving average. Third resistance point here in the near term is this point here. All right? Once you get above here in this candle and close there, you basically know you're going. All right, you get the small pullback off the 50 moving average down here, and then it's off to the races, blowing through the 200 moving average, getting a small pullback here, rallying into the close, and then we are up after hours here on a couple decent earnings reports. Nothing stellar like Google or Apple, but it is trading higher. So this is just the intraday analysis that you should be doing, or you should try to learn how to do. You look for channels, you look for moving averages, you look for support, resistance, double bottoms, WV patterns, MA patterns. You put this all together, and you can really have some sizable analysis. Now, before we run out of time here, I want to just quickly show you the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ, another W pattern, and this is the same basic as the, but I want to really focus in here on the intraday. All right, the NASDAQ basically had gotten back above the 20 moving average right here. Now, the key here is that as we got back above that 20 moving average, this yellow line, the question was, do we close below it today? Because you close below it again, you got to figure that that's a weak sign. And that major rally we saw in the markets today rescued this market one more time. And whatever rumor it was, who knows, who cares? The fact of the matter is you follow it technically, and we're still above that 20 moving average. So until we close below that 20 moving average again, and at that point we got to take out that low, and then you're going right to the 50 moving average. But as long as we stay above that, you got to be in somewhat of a neutral bias here, because that 20 moving average is decent support again. And you can see because they rallied it so much, they wanted to maintain that support. And when I say they, I mean large money, big money, whoever you want to refer to. You can just keep it like that and talk like that. Now, the question is, are we making a trend line right here? And this is the next idea. Because then if you get above this point, above this line right here, maybe to here, then we can look for another breakout. So again, you have 2 points here to watch. One is the 20 moving average right here, and this is the breakout point there, the 20 moving average breakdown area. And then after the breakdown here, should we do it, we watch for this point. Alright folks, that's all the time I got. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening, and come join the chat room, Swing Trade Alerts. Hope to see you soon. Take care.